Hey Theobalders. I've coached a lot of people in Minecraft PvP, and the number one struggle I've seen from my students, especially in sword PvP, is not being able to combo properly. This holds a lot of people back, because without comboing, there's not really a way to punish an opponent's mistakes besides just getting a single free hit. Not being able to combo basically locks you out of a lot of the higher level sword meta. The good news is that the mechanics of comboing are super simple, and there's basically only two mistakes that you can make to mess it up: sweep hitting and bad timing. Before we go over how to fix these mistakes, let's establish the different types of hits. For our purposes, there are two types of hits with your sword: sweep hits and sprint hits. Sprint hits, or knockback hits, are the ones you want for combos, and they're pretty easy to do. You just need to hit while you're sprinting. Armed with this knowledge, here's how to combo in only 3 steps. Hold W, hit, release W. That's it. As long as you follow these 3 steps in this exact order, and as long as you have your sprint button held or toggled, you will never sweep hit. If you're sweep hitting while you're trying to combo, it means you're doing it in the wrong order. It should be hold, hit, release. Not hit, hold, release, not hold, release, hit. Make sure it's hold, hit, release. It doesn't matter how fast you do it or what you're doing with your other keys. As long as you get the order of operations right, you will always sprint hit. So now you might say, "That's awesome, Theobald. So awesome it makes me want to hit the subscribe button and maybe even become a super Theobalder on your Patreon." To which I would respond, "That's great, and you totally should." But then you might also say, "Even when I sprint hit, I'm still too close to them." Which brings us to mistake 2, bad timing. Take a look at the distance between me and my good assistant here. If I sprint hit him, he should get further away, right? Well, not necessarily. Right here I sprint hit him, but the distance between us barely changed at all. That's because I kept moving forward after my hit, which takes away from the space created by the knockback. Instead, if I let go of W immediately after my hit, I create a lot more space. This is also what makes S-tapping so strong, but more on that in another video. And just like how you shouldn't hold W after your hit, it's also a good idea to minimize your W holding before your hit. We can do this by adding an extra step to our combo instructions from earlier. If you're too impatient to start holding W after your hit, you'll end up running into their range. By waiting just a split second before holding W again, we can stay at our desired distance. One more thing I want to mention is hit speed. Even though we want to wait before holding W, it doesn't necessarily mean we should slow down our hits. Something that a lot of people don't know is that you don't need to wait for a full charge on the attack indicator. You can actually do crits and knockback hits at 90% charge, which is about here. If you're fighting people on an online server, hitting that fast will usually send them into the ground. So you want to hit them just slow enough to where that doesn't happen. On servers without the KB Sync plugin, this will depend on their ping, meaning you have to slow down your hits for higher ping players if you want to deal full knockback. Against very laggy players, it's not usually worth going for normal combos at all. Instead, it's better to spam knockback hits at full speed. So now that you know how to combo, what's the best way to practice? You could have a friend log onto a server with you and hold W while you smack him, but my preferred method is to have this little guy do it in single player instead. To get him, you need to install a fabric mod called Carpet PvP and download this world from my Discord server. I'll have a full installation tutorial linked in the description. And while I'm taking the time to talk about it, I'd like to address some common complaints I've had from people who can't be bothered to check the troubleshooting thread in the map support channel.
Bro, bot is don't spawning.
If your bot isn't spawning, it means you don't have Carpet PvP loaded properly. You can check if it's loaded by doing /carpet in-game. If the command runs properly, but the bot is still not showing up, then you have an incompatible mod. Try using the map with only Carpet PvP, then reintroduce your mods until you find the one that breaks it.
Bro, my bit isn't moving and it's tasting me.
If your bot is spawned but not moving, close your world, find usercache.json in your .minecraft folder, open it, and fix the capitalization of Theobald the bot. Bald is not capitalized.
Why the world did not appear on the single world?
If the practice map isn't showing up in your world list, make sure the world files are not in a zip file or in a nested folder. They should be in a folder inside your .minecraft saves folder. If it does not look like this, it won't show up in your single player worlds. And if the bot is still not working for you, I don't know, go hit a fucking zombie or some shit. Alright guys, I built a little setup for my patrons. Let's see who can make the triple Neo. Ooh. Mylan, Lexer, Dog, Ventes, Henceforth, Drevids, Pandusky. Oh, they're so close. Oh, YT Choco! YT Choco made it. And CPVP Master 11! Oh my god! Yo, the biggest birds! Solar Hazed! Big shout out to these three. Great. Kylo Heights, Drawn, Manios. Ooh. Very unlucky. But special shout out to my biggest birds, and special shout out to everyone else. I love all my super Theobalders on Patreon. If you want to support me and show up in the end credits, doing some goofy shit. I don't know what else to do yet, guys. Give me suggestions for what all I should have my patrons do. But yeah, thanks for watching. I almost forgot. I'm releasing a new mod. A mod that I was using earlier in the tutorial. You maybe noticed some of the replay shots were not normal looking. That's because I made a mod called Fight Camera. Basically, it gives you like a side-on view of two players while they're fighting. You can use it in spectator mode on servers, and it also works pretty seamlessly in Flashback. So if you ever want to get a good side-on view of people while they're fighting, like for replay analysis or just for spectating, it's a really good mod. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I specifically only made it just for tutorials, but using it in spectator mode on servers, like it's like kind of game changing for spectating fights. So check it out if you want to use that. But yeah, that's all for the video. Sorry for dragging this on too long. Thanks again to all my patrons, and yeah, peace out.